Hello everyone, this is Heather Wibbles at massagebyheather.com. I'm a licensed massage therapist in Kentucky and Tennessee. I wanted to share a little technique that I picked up the other day. I've been doing a lot of painting and a lot of work that uses the forearms and the hands, so they were kind of tired, and I figured out an easy way to work on my own forearms and hands without using my hands. So it's a very easy technique to do. It feels really good if you're doing any kind of home improvement projects, painting, a lot of gardening or weeding. All of those things can be helped by this technique. So to do this technique, all you need is a flat surface on which you can put your forearms. Again, we're going to be working on the flexors of the forearm and the extensors. And we're basically going to use the forearm and the elbow of the opposite hand to work on the hand that's having problems, or the first hand you want to work on. Typically my right hand is and forearm is a lot tighter than my left, so I'm going to start working on the left side and then finish with my arm that's a little bit worse. So all you're going to do is take your arm, we're going to start with the flexors, so turn it so you're palm up with one of your arms, and we're going to use the elbow of the opposite arm, put it between the two bones in the forearm. The forearm has two bones, the radius and the ulna, and in between them there's a number of muscles. A lot of the nerves and the circulatory system comes through there and actually innervates and has blood supply and blood flow to the hand. So all you're going to do is place your elbow between those two bones, kind of up close to the elbow itself. Then lean forward and push down until you get to the wrist. Now do not work directly on the wrist. The wrist is too delicate to actually work on. So again, I just put my elbow between those two bones. You'll feel the muscle in there. And I'm going to slowly draw down towards the wrist, but not going over or actually resting on the wrist itself. You can do this two different ways. You can use your elbow itself, or you can use your other forearm. And to do that, simply place your hand, your opposite hand, so it's like you're going to shake someone's hand, so the thumb is up. You're going to use the blade of your ulna, that bottom bone in your forearm, and simply push down towards the forearm. Now doing this kind of work towards the hand actually pushes blood flow into the hand. So before you end, you want to make sure you do some strokes that move back upwards. So either, again, with the elbow moving back up towards the elbow of the other arm. So leaning over with my arm. I'm not really pressing with my shoulder, I'm using my torso to put some pressure on that. And then also using the blade of your ulna of the other hand, of the other arm, to pull up towards the elbow. We're going to do the same thing up in here. We're going to start and go downward first, so I'm going to locate those two bones on either side, the ulna and the radius. And there's a big bunch of muscle in here that contains the extensors, the brachioradialis, a lot of the muscles that you use to grip or to move things with your hand. I put my elbow right between those two bones and I just move towards my wrist. I do not cross the wrist at all, and I don't rest on the wrist either. So just do that a couple times towards the wrist, and then once that feels a little bit better, draw your elbow back up towards the opposite elbow. So we finished on that hand and arm, so we're going to do this arm. Again, I'm putting my elbow between the ulna and the radius of the opposite arm. You can see my fingers curl up while I'm doing this. As I'm pressing on the muscles, it makes the muscles move as if they're contracting, so it draws my fingers in towards my palm. So do that a couple times, either with the elbow or with the blade of the forearm. And then when you're done with that, draw up towards the elbow. I always do these strokes finishing up towards the elbow to help the blood flow come back into the correct direction. Once we do that on the flexors on the inside of the forearm, we're going to turn the hand over and the forearm over, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Putting the elbow between the two bones, going down towards the wrist. If you go slower, you'll feel more pressure. It'll feel like a deeper massage of the forearm. And again, we can also do the blade. And to end up, we just pull up towards the elbow, either with the blade of the forearm or with the elbow itself.